Hey y'all, it's your girl Shalette with Double Digit Nails and welcome to my channel. Of course, y'all know I had to upload a new video for you guys today, so without further ado, don't forget to subscribe, like this, comment below with any other comments, and again, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a refill on a polygel set. Polygel is the new quote-unquote acrylic, but I'm an acrylic girl, but I just thought that I would offer this service to my clients because a lot of people have been asking me for it. So we're going to jump right into the video. And I said refill, so yes, we have to prep the nail for the refill. So we're going to remove any old top coat, any product, any lifting, anything that's on the nail that needs to come off. We are going to remove it so that we can prep it for the polygel. The nail bit that I'm using right now is our of course nail bit, and this bit is super coarse, but not too coarse where it's gonna debulk the nail. It's just coarse enough to remove old product. So I use this is my when I'm doing a refill, this is my first step. This is the first nail bit that I pick up when I am doing a refill to prep the nail. So yeah, I'm just going to remove all of the product, and this bit is available on my website at doubledigitnails.com. So mostly everything that I'm using in this video is going to be available on my website, from the nail tips to the dehydrator, the primer, nail brushes, nail glue. Everything is going to be available on my website. So make sure that you log on to doubledigitnails.com if you haven't before. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram at Double Digit Nails. I go live on TikTok daily, you guys. Literally Tuesday through Friday, because those are my working days. My weekends are for my little babies, so I'm home with them. But anyway, you can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on all of my platforms are all Double Digit Nails. So we're just gonna continue removing that old product from the nails and just prepping. And you know what? I'm gonna just point this out. I am an acrylic girl, but I do love polygel. I think I have a love for polygel now because I see what it does and what it don't do. It's super light. It's easy to apply. It's honestly something that you can do at home. If you're ambidextrous, if you can do, if you can polish your left or right, both of your left and right hand, then you could do polygel. It's like the new, I guess new to y'all, but I've been heard of polygel for about 7 years now, and it's just making its way literally onto the scene. So right here, I had to switch my nail bit to use my Perfect Prep and Sanding Band, which is 150 grit. A lot of people like to use the 240, which we offer those as well. I only use those when a client has very, very, very thin, weak nails. I love the 150 because the way I do my prepping is I use that grit to push the cuticles back versus actually using a cuticle pusher. I feel like cuticle pushers kind of hurt people a little bit, but I mean that's just my take on it. Versus me knowing how to use my Efile and my sanding band to actually push the cuticle back. So I use the 150 to prep the nail, and I'm not filing over the nail. A lot of times I'm only going over it once. Like I might go crazy on the acrylic because you can do that with a prepping band, a sanding band, but you want to be careful when you're using your sanding bands on natural nails. Make sure you're not going over and over
a sanding band. Like I said, I use my 150 grit sanding band because that's just me. I'm used to using that sanding band. I'm a professional, so I've been using it for a while, so I know not to go over the nail constantly with this band. And it's just to remove that shine and etch the nail. We do offer these sanding bands on my website, which is doubledigitalnails.com, and it comes with a mandrel bit, which is the actual bit, and you use the bit to put the sanding band on it. So it does come with that, and it only comes with the 150 grit. The 240 grit, it doesn't come with the 240 grit. I'm sorry, it comes with the 240 grit. It doesn't come with the 150 grit. So both of those grits are available on the website. This is just me, again, with my prepping. This is the way that I do my prepping. This is what works for me. What I always tell to upcoming nail techs or even veteran nail techs, you can learn from anybody. It's all, you might just take one thing away from this video. As long as you walk away with something and you have learned something, then I'm grateful for that. Double digit get it bit, and what this bit does is it picks up any leftover eponychium that's on the nail plate, and you don't want to leave that on the nail plate because that's what causes lifting, and you don't want lifting. Like, sometimes you just can't get around it. I don't care how good you prep. Sometimes it just depends on a person's lifestyle, what everyday products that they're using. I found that alcohol is your worst enemy when wearing acrylics. So make sure that you're not using any products that contain alcohol, whether it's hand sanitizers, rubbing alcohol. There may be alcohol in some hair products. You want to be careful and limit your use of products that contain alcohol. But this is my favorite nail bit because it's like my final step in prepping before I go into my next steps of prepping, and you'll see that in this video as well. So I'm gonna go right in with my dehydrator, and it's our pH balance dehydrator. And what this dehydrator does is it balances out the amount of oil that our nails actually need, making a way for the primer to be able to actually prime the nails the way that it's supposed to be. So you don't want your nails too dry and free of oil, and you don't want them too oily, if that makes sense, because we do have natural oils in our nails. Anyway, enough about that. I'm always going to go in with my dehydrator, and then I'm going to go in with primer, and I prime twice, no matter if I'm doing hard gel, polygel, acrylic, even gel polish. I always prime twice. our base coat does is it grabs the polygel and holds it in place. So you're going to see me applying the polygel to all 10 nails before I go into my next step. Don't forget to tell your client that she has to put her nails in the LED light for 60 seconds. So, here. So I'm going to take some polygel and I'm going to add it to each nail. It sticks, so you can apply it to each nail so you don't have to keep going back and forth, and you can just work it in with your brush as you would be doing acrylic. You will go from one nail to the next. I found that going back and forth the polygel bottle, it just took up too much time, so I decided to take some polygel out and add it to each nail. And not all polygels come with a solution, so I use 100% alcohol to mold and shape and apply the polygel. So make sure you have a good flexible brush, yet sturdy enough to, play with the polygel, and a little dispenser or container of alcohol. You'll see me work the polygel as if I'm working acrylic, because that's just how I trained myself. And with polygel, you want to have a light touch. You don't want to press too hard into it, because then you'll create dents and then you gotta file too much. So you want to try to apply your polygel as if you were applying acrylic. See how I'm just guiding it down the nail? I felt from side to side. That's how I apply my acrylic. So if you want to have success at using polygel, you want to make sure that your brush is wet, and that because it will stick to the polygel, and make sure that you are working it down, and don't put too much on there. I always say not to wipe off the excess. Try to keep as much on the nail as possible, so that when you go to contour and shape the nail, you'll have enough product on there to shape the nail, as you desire, versus taking so much of the product off because you're afraid that you have too much on there, and then you have to go back and add more. So I apply it a little thicker because I know I'm going to want to shape it and mold it to my liking. alcohol to do that as well. Remove the inhibition layer so that when you're filing, none of the dust is like stuck on top of the nail when you're going to have to remove anyway, when you can just brush it off because you don't have that sticky tacky layer. So make sure that you're using a lint-free wipe as well as 100% alcohol. My only downside that I would say to polygel is that it gets caught in my nail bits. So like if I'm using my cleaning contour nail bit, which you'll see me use that, I'm probably gonna use a sanding band as well, because it was just getting caught so much into my nail bits. I wonder if has anyone ever had that problem when using polygel, that it gets caught in I'm sure it's dry, so I don't know, it to me, I have a love-hate relationship with polygel. Like, I love it, but I think that it gets caught. I don't know why. It to me, it's like it's not all. I don't know. It almost gave me it wasn't all the way cured, or I don't know, but it just kept getting caught in my nail bits, and it would pile up so that my nail bits weren't working. I would have to soak my nail bits in order to get in acetone, in order to get the polygel out of the teeth of the nail bit. It was weird, but I don't know. Would I want to offer this service like just solely? No, because I'm so used to acrylic. Acrylic does what it does. Like, acrylic has been around before all of this extra stuff, and I just feel like I've mastered acrylic. I love acrylic. I'm gonna use acrylic forever. So that's my take on polygel. Like, I thought I wanted to use my sanding band here, and I think I ended up switching it out for my cleaning contour bit. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. See, I grabbed my cleaning contour bit. I'm switching my nail bit because I didn't like the feeling of it constantly skipping, because it was like a buildup in my sanding band. So I'm thinking that my cleaning contour bit just got the job done, so I think I used that throughout the whole cleanup process, the cleaning, the contouring of the nail. Make sure that you are cleaning the underside of your client's nails, because what I find is if a client has something to pick, they're going to pick until they crack their acrylic, hard gel, polygel, whatever it is you're using, but they're going to try to get it from underneath their nails. So pay close attention to everything that you would pay close attention to if it were someone doing your nails. How would you want your nails to be done? How would you want to feel walking out of your nail salon or a nail salon and having your nails done? Clients pay attention to more than you think, so just make sure that you are very detailed in what you do. And it might take you a little longer, but always be very detailed, because clients pay attention to every little thing. So yeah, and this bit is a fine bit, and I like to use a fine bit when I'm shaping the nail, because it decreases the time of buffing. So once I'm finished contouring the nail and shaping it up and getting it to my, my likeness, the thickness that I want, the shape that I want, I switch it out for this bit right here. And this bit is called the Seal the Deal cuticle nail bit. And the reason why it's called that is because this is the nail bit that I use to seal the cuticle and make sure that it's flush to the nail plate. And not on top of your cuticles. You want to seal the cuticle because that is a for sure way of making sure that you don't have any lifting. So again, I'm clean the sides with my seal the deal cuticle bit. I clean the cuticle with it, and if I see something on the side of the nail that I just have to clean, then I go in and I do that. But this is my favorite nail bit. So in my prepping, when I'm prepping the nail, I use my double digit get it bit to do my last prepping, and this is the one that I sealed the deal with. I'm finished shaping and all of that. I could go straight into buffing once I'm finished sealing the cuticle. And as I mentioned to you before, I use a fine bit because it doesn't debulk the nail and it smooths the nail out at the same time, so I'm not doing a lot of buffing. I like my wrists, you guys. I don't want to get carpal tunnel. I don't want to get stiff wrists, so I don't like to do a lot of buffing. I don't like to do a lot of hand filing. I use my Efile for everything, so make sure that you are working smarter and not harder. As you can see, I'm just lightly just buffing into the cuticle because that also seals the cuticle, and I'm just making sure that everything is smooth and I'm on to my next thing. We don't have to keep buffing because we have those scratches from using a coarse nail bit or a sanding band on our final product. So use a fine bit when you are shaping the nail. It cuts down on buffing. I promise you, that's like a jewel. That's like me dropping a jewel. So make sure y'all do that. sure if I'm going to show that I'm using the Bloom Bloom gel, but I am using the Bloom Bloom gel, which is available on the website as well. And what the blooming gel does is, I see a lot of people marbling with blooming gel, right? So you're marbling too much. Like, let the blooming gel do what it do. Pick up your colors on your brush, as you'll see me do, and just slide and glide. You don't have to do too much because the blooming gel is going to do it for you. Now, if you just wanted to add another color in between some of those marble designs, then you can, but don't swirl your brush too much because the blooming gel is going to do it for you, I promise. That's the key to marbling. You'll see right here where I'm going to marble the nail, and I don't feel like I had enough color, so I picked up one color and I just slid it right on in and, made it pop a little bit more. And she only did 2 nails, so I didn't need to use so much polish. The polishes that I used were D&D. I don't know the numbers, but one was lemon juice, one was fluorescent pink, and I'll put this all down in the description. And that purple one, I think it's called Inky something. I don't know. Inky Pinky or Inky something, squid ink or some shit like that. Yeah. And so we're going in right now with our glossy top coat, and that's available on the website as well. Make sure that you are not flooding the cuticle with your top coat because that could create you don't want to have a gap in your enhancement between your cuticle and your enhancement, because that'll create lifting as well. So make sure you're not flooding your cuticle with your top coat. And of course, we can't really seal the deal without having our 10 digits cuticle oil. I think I'm using the cake batter, which is not in stock right now. You guys, I have to make more, but it's either going to be pineapple or cake batter. Pineapple is my favorite, but cake batter, I love cake. Anything that smells like cake, vanilla, just sweet, I'm here for it. I love citrusy smells and stuff like that. It's like a refreshing smell, so you can't really end a service without hydrating those cuticles. Make sure you stay hydrated, ladies, and don't forget to shop online at doubledigitnails.com. Follow, like, subscribe, refer your friends. I love you all. Thank you.